Alright, we got easiest way to unlock Darth Malak. This is the light side event. Now, if you guys saw the previous upload, you guys will know that, well, it listed it for me on my computer as 13 minutes, the full run. Bad RNG still won. But for some reason it only uploaded the first half of the video, and lots of you guys complained, and I did not realize that it would do that because, well, you know, it said it would upload the whole video, and I guess YouTube lied to me. That being said, we're going to get into this video. Now, luckily, this is a very replicable strategy with low gear characters. My geared characters that aren't relicked are barely at the threshold, except for Basilisk. She's like, I think she's either gear 10 plus or barely gear 11. I got Relic 1 Jedi Knight Revan, Relic 1 Jolie Bindo. So the basic strategy of the game, similar to the Dark Side event, is we're just going to keep killing these robots for a while until we can build up armor shreds from Zalbar and throw those onto Darth Malak. So we're going to hop in. Similar to the other Malak event, he will get stacks of this Dark Rage. Once he gets to 30 stacks, he basically just wrecks you. Though it is it's still possible to win. When I did the first couple times I've ever done this run, he was enraged for like half the battle, and I still ended up winning, which is pretty convenient. So we're going to take out these first two because they're slightly stronger, and we have our Armor Shred right here. It'll apply Armor Shred on a crit. As you can see, we crit, but when you crit Malak, he gets Fear. We're going to take out these two robots, and then we're going to explain the strategy. So I am going to use this just to get some debuffs off of random characters. Mark, and this guy should die relatively soon. So what we want to prevent from happening is we don't want him to suck up these, and he will get those when he takes too much damage. So we want to avoid damaging him if at all possible. And to do that, we're going to do slight damage over here, and we don't want to break them too quickly, because once we start breaking them, he won't bring in any reinforcements, and that'll make the battle quite difficult. So since I'm barely at the threshold for the geared characters and low relics, we are going to have to get 4 to 5 armor shreds on Malak before we can actually start pushing the attack on him. All the while, we want to make sure that he doesn't get too high on his Darken Rage. As you can see, we're doing pretty well at this point. Bad RNG would consist of your super low geared Zalbar dying really quickly, of course, and him accidentally gobbling up one of these things over here. So as you can see there, I went for blind instead of the attack because it would have done a big chunk of damage. So we want to do not too much damage because this is mostly a time thing. It's a timing event. We want to basically just go as slow as humanly possible until we can use those Zalbar AoEs. I am calling the Jedi to assist just to reduce Basilisk's cooldown because her middle ability can help get rid of debuffs. For instance, they can affect Zalbar he could just mess up if he gets like stunned, or if he has low tenacity or something like that, or you have healing immunity and he's weak. So this is where it gets kind of risky because occasionally you will miss. Luckily I didn't there. I got 2 fears up on the board, but that is no problem. We have Darken Rage relatively under control. So we are going to do this. We should be good still at this point. I'm actually going to throw this over here just to get rid of that tenacity. It's not necessary, but I don't want to do too much damage again because I want to try to slowly work through this and get Zalbar some turns so that he can get some armor shred. So this is a pretty average RNG run. If you guys saw the first half of last video, you saw that it was a bad RNG run. Luckily, with this basic strategy, you can pretty easily still complete this mission. Now, I want to talk about something that's slightly controversial. People say the general accepted strategy is you want him to have both of these. I never let him get this because it prevents the crits, which prevents that potential 5th stack of armor shred. Also will greatly decrease the amount of damage you can do, especially if he is enraged, which he often will be if you're weaker gear and you can't do a lot of damage. Not being able to crit is a huge disadvantage for you, so I take out these two first, then the crit, and I let him take up the, the tenacity, because it doesn't really do much for him. And then once he gets enraged, I start to go after him. If at all possible, when he's taunting, you want to make sure that he doesn't take too much damage, because that can be a huge detriment to you, because once he gets super low, he will start absorbing these over here. I find it kind of funny that I've used absorb, suck, gobble, all sorts of weird weird descriptors to describe how it is he takes in all of these. I could go for these first. It doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to spread out the damage a little bit. Once it gets too low, I might... Alright. Ooh, this is not good. Alright. Awesome. We can go over here. Start to take out some of this. Hopefully he takes a turn. Oh, he lost his taunt. Perfect. Sometimes when he taunts... Alright, well, we have to pray that we get a crit. As longtime viewers of the channel know, I refuse to mod characters at all, especially for events. So if you're coming here for a modding guide, I guess obviously critical chance is good on Zalbar to stick those. But you're going to find that these are not the most well modded characters in the world. Alright, he is taking too much damage, which is not good. Start to reduce some of his Dark Rage. Hopefully I can get a heal over on Zalbar, because he does have Auric do this. This is why we call in Basilishan to assist. Alright. I'm going to go after this just a little bit, because he will occasionally taunt in just a second, like there. I was hoping that that mark would still be up. That was my plan for going over here, as opposed to taking out the droid right away. But unfortunately, the mark has dissipated. So hopefully I can get this out of here before he does another taunt. Let me check his cooldowns. Okay, so I have to take this out right here. Okay, he's going to taunt. Let's see what he does. I'll get a mark. This one has slightly more, so with the mark I should be able to target after he taunts, which is awesome. I can get around that taunt without having to do too much damage to him. Alright, fantastic play there. Thank you, thank you. I know you guys are so impressed. I'm such a fantastic demonstrator of skills and other Swago things. Alright, Zalbar is due for a big heal from Jolie, if we can get that. Not quite. Okay, so I am going to go over here. So he's starting to build up Darkened Rage. When you go after these, you obviously take out less droids, which can be very detrimental to his stacks of Dark Rage. Luckily, they're not going after Zalbar, because Zalbar could die, and this could be a bad RNG run. Alright, so he's got some buffs. Alright, so I'm getting the 4th right here. Ready? And unfortunately, he got that one, which is not good. I'm going to go over here, see if I can reduce that. Now I guess I have to heal. So Zalbar's still alive. This is, at this point, this is a bad RNG run. I could potentially still come away with a victory if I can keep Zalbar alive long enough. We'll see how we fare. I might have to restart if it doesn't go our way, but with this event, even with low gear, you can still make your way around poor RNG situations. So he doesn't have Enraged yet, which is good. He's not going after Zalbar. We got to see if we can do really big damage over here really quickly. Alright, I'm actually going to take out one of these. Just try to reduce his stacks a little bit. Hopefully Zalbar ends up taking a turn. I'm going to give this over to Basilishan, so maybe she can get back to her ability to cleanse all of his buffs. Hopefully Jolie can provide a heal. Perfect timing, Jolie. And unfortunately, he takes that damage anyway. Alright, we'll deuce that stack, and we can go over here. Get that off of Zalbar. Alright. Let me see if I can take this out. And then we're going to probably go after Malak if he doesn't bring any reinforcements. And I should have that 5th stack. Maybe. Not the best RNG run in the world. But if he doesn't bring any reinforcements in... Alright. Okay, well, you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. Let's start going after Malak, seeing what we can do. Alright. Obviously, he's doing that 1 damage over on Jedi Knight Revan, which is fantastic. Hopefully we get that... Did we get that 5th armor shred? We did. Okay, so this is where we can press our advantage. He'll get that tenacity. But luckily, he doesn't have that crit immunity, because we took that away from him. He's going to start doing big damage over here, starting to ramp up. Unfortunately, he took this tank, which is why I say it's a bad RNG run. But with that crit, we are going to get feared, but hopefully it allows us to do enough damage to take him out. We're getting big hits, but hopefully he starts to basic back over to Darth Revan, which would clear his fear. It's nice when you target him and then he attacks your Jedi Knight Revan, because if he attacks him, it clears that fear after a critical hit. Alright, he is about to get enraged, which is not the best thing in the world, but we did counterattack and take him out. So even with poor RNG, we can still manage to get around this event with low gear and super low relics. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to help support the channel or you like what I do, please consider subscribing. It's not mandatory, of course. We are trying to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of January, and all of the support helps a ton. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you later.